Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and today I want to talk to you about the importance of minding your own business. And I mean this two ways. One, actually minding your business, tending to your business, focusing on your business, your mind on your own work. But two, I mean not getting involved in other people's businesses and problems and issues, because that is so much of what goes on today in social media. One person said something, wasn't involving you, wasn't involving anyone you know, and then you're getting up in arms, getting angry, getting in a low vibration over something that doesn't affect you, something that has nothing to do with you. Or there's some event 100 miles away or 200 miles away, has nothing to do with you. It's being resolved by the people in that area, but you're getting up in arms, you're getting angry, you're going to go out and do something about it. But that's not justice. And that's not you minding your own business. That's you being a busybody, that you butting into other people's businesses, other people's experiences, where you have no place. There could be things that directly affect you. That's all right. But there's so many things today people are up in arms about because the news and the media and people on social media have literally got them positioned ready for the next thing to be offended about, next thing to be mad about, next thing to be up in arms about. And I know some people say, well, yeah, but that's just those people over here. No, either side, the middle, whatever, it seems to be a universal problem today that people are mad about something. And the vast majority of the time has nothing to do with them. And I have to be clear, I'm not saying that you don't do anything, you don't worry about anybody else, no, of course not. But if you haven't been focused on your local area and yourself first, you're going to be useless to help anyone else. And that's what you see. So many of these people are just completely useless in regards to helping anyone else because their own lives are disasters. And when you don't focus on your own business either, things go astray. There are people going out of business because they're out there arguing, complaining, and fighting. There's people that are getting attacked online because they're saying things they should never be saying. And of course, the logical thinking is, well, why would you do that in the first place? Why would you go out and just try to interject yourself into other people's situations, turning other people against you they don't even know you exist, and you're getting involved, you're getting infected by the cares of this world, by what the world is up in arms about. Meanwhile, there's probably somebody in your neighborhood who's going hungry tonight. But you don't care about that. You care about something going on 100 miles away from you, 1,000 miles away from you, that has nothing in the world to do with you. You're not called to fix it or to even say anything about it or even have an opinion about it when you have needs in your own community that you're completely ignoring. Proverbs 3:30 says this, "Strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm." Man, that's such an important thing today. When someone's getting up in arms because someone said this, a politician said this, someone did this, and it has nothing to do with you, it didn't do you any harm, shut your mouth. Be quiet. Keep your peace. This is one of the problems people get into. They're getting caught up and directed. And you may say, well, but I'm on this side. That's the right side to be on. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter which side you're on, what you think is right. The ones that are actually stirring up all the strife, all that is the concern is to get you riled up. It doesn't matter which side you're on, what you're for, what cause you're for. The whole thing is to keep everybody up in arms. And as far as the media goes, is to keep you watching the media. Because if they're just talking about cute kittens and fluffy puppies all day, no one's going to get up in arms about that, and that's not what drives their media attention. I wish it did. That would be great. It'd be beautiful, but that's not what happens. People want to hear about things that make them mad, things that are outrageous, things that are awful. The old quote is, if it bleeds, it leads. That's going to be the lead story because, oh, here's a death, here's this over here, here's bad, and that's all they talk about. My friend, when you get involved in this kind of stuff, especially when it doesn't affect you, and that's not so you can turn a blind eye to things that don't directly affect you. But so often people are caught up in things that have nothing to do with them, and more importantly, they have no business interjecting themselves into it. So often it's from this position of thinking that you're better than someone else, so you need to get involved and help them out because they can't do it for themselves, which obviously is not the proper mindset to have. You don't have to think of yourself more highly than you ought. But another thing is that you're not focusing on, you're getting your attention dragged away and drawn to other things rather than things that you're actually called to be having attention on. The things in your local area that affect you and affect your neighbors. And one of the most important things is your own business. If you have a business, even if you work for somebody else, are you doing everything you can to best serve your clients, best serve your customers? Are you getting up in arms over things that don't affect you? And the news of the day and whatever's the popular thing today that everybody's fighting over. Meanwhile, you're walking down the street, passing homeless people, ignoring them as if they don't exist. They're hungry, they're cold, you don't care because you're going to argue about some news media story that happened 1,000 miles away from you. My friend, it's very, very, very addictive in the social media age for people to get drawn into these things, drawn into arguments. People attach their personal beliefs to themselves. So if somebody is disagreeing with a belief that you hold, it feels like they're personally attacking you. So you take it personally, and you're just getting yourself involved and enveloped in all this nonsense. And it's not helping anything, because you could make the argument, well, but at least it's helping somebody. It's not. It's not doing any good. None of it. You could point to 1 out of 10,000 cases of that social media argument and fighting over stuff and causes, supposed causes, is actually helping anyone. It just isn't. And it's dragging you down. So your day-to-day interactions with other people are worse because you're now in a lower vibration, because you're not operating in a high vibration. You've been dragged down to the cares of the world. You've been dragged down to operating as a lowly person who is not someone spiritually minded, who's just a natural man wandering around this world, battling the flesh. And by the flesh, I mean other people. You don't realize there's principalities and powers and rulers. You just think, oh, it's this flesh I'm battling. But you battle not against flesh and blood, my friend. Don't get caught up in that. And the media's perfected it, so they will drag you in if you'll give attention to it. Stop giving heed to it. Stop giving heed to people on social media who are propagating what the media has been telling. And it, like I said, because this is very important, because people think, well, yeah, I agree with that, but my side believe, and they start, it's not about the side. I'm telling you, that's so important. Because let's say you're 100% right in whatever you believe, okay? Let's just say that for the sake of discussion. That does not mean that the way you're going about discussing it and communicating it and the issues you're getting involved in are right. It doesn't mean any of the ways that you are participating is right. So even if you perceive yourself to be right, you could be doing things in the wrong way. That's why Jesus talked about not casting your pearls before swine, not giving that which is holy unto dogs. That was harsh words, but the point was, some people aren't ready for the word. They're not ready for truth. And you're wasting your breath, and you're bringing damnation upon them because you're giving them truth in a position where they're not being drawn by the Spirit. They're not ready to hear, and you're just further sealing their damnation. It makes things worse for them. It doesn't help them. It doesn't bless them. And that should be your focus, is blessing and drawing people to the truth, not pushing them away because you want to be right. Because you have this idea that you must be correct in everything. And if somebody dares to disagree with you, they're personally attacking you. You got to go on the offensive against them now. My friend, that's not a way to live. Especially when the causes and the perceived harm is not done to you and it doesn't involve you. And your getting involved is not helping anything. You need to step away from that. Get to a high vibrational state. Focus on things that are good. Speak forth affirmations and words of declaration, decreeing things and seeing them established. Good things, positive things, uplifting things. Focus, following Philippians 4:8, and focus on those things that are true, that are just, that are lovely, of good report. All those things that are virtuous and praiseworthy. Think about those things of good report and speak forth those words. And if you can't speak forth those words, don't speak at all. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.